Hola, buenos días, bienvenidos a la segunda semana. So I'd like to welcome you all to week 2. This is our second week, semana 2. Now I have already entered into the link off to the side of semana 2, and the first thing you will see is the vista general. And once I'm done recording this video, that is where I will be placing the video link as well as embedding it into this. Okay, so los objetivos y metas para la primera parte del capítulo 1. So this week we're going to be going over the first part of chapter 1. So you'll continue to learn about and familiarize yourselves with the course site, the technology, and the materials. If you have not watched in the foro de discusiones, the presentation videos of your classmates or have viewed my video, you'll have time to get to know me as well as your fellow classmates. You're going to communicate with your assigned dialogue partner to begin working on Dialogue 1, Diálogo 1. Now, I will be placing those names up during this weekend. I'm waiting for the drop ad period to settle down because we have had quite a bit of fluctuation in people dropping and adding the course. Okay. So in the first part of lesson 1, you're going to be able to learn how to greet each other, greet others, introduce yourselves appropriately, express and spell your own names correctly, become familiar with names and titles in Spanish-speaking countries. And you'll do that by watching this video to see what you're doing, working in the textbook and the My Spanish Lab assignments for Capítulo 1, working with your assigned partners, preparing for Dialogue 1, Diálogo 1. You'll be taking a grammar quiz this week, and that is done in My Spanish Lab, and you'll start logging your language and cultural contact time, which will be between 1 to 2 hours per week. Okay. So more specifically, I have the Semana 2 plan. Okay. So if I download that and open it up, and let me bring it over here. Okay, so this week tells you specifically what you are doing, and what you want to do is follow this in order. Will definitely help you out. Now, when you go to My Spanish Lab, you just have to go in the order of the activities, but I have them laid out so you have an idea of what they are. So you're going to read pages 2 through 5, and then you will complete these activities. Then you'll read pages 6 through 8, and you'll do those activities. Then 8 through 12, and you'll do those activities. Then 13 through 15, you'll do those activities, and then you're ready for the quiz. Okay? So that's how that will work. Okay. And all the online activities and the quiz are going to be due by January 20th. That's the Sunday of this week. Okay, make sure you start logging time again for your language and cultural contact presentation. You'll keep track of your own hours and what you do. And again, begin talking with your dialogue partner on dialogue number 1. Now, when I click on dialogue number 1, okay, Diálogo 1, first, you have some instructions with also a rubric of how you'll be evaluated. Okay? And these assignments are done so that they are completely online. You do not need to meet up with your partner face-to-face. Okay? And you're going to develop a short, natural back-and-forth conversation where you take on different roles within the healthcare community. You'll be taking on the roles of doctors or nurses, dietitians, patients, in real-life situations. Okay? And you're going to be using the material that you have seen in the course so far. Okay. Some pairs use Google Docs, some pairs use Screencast-O-Matic with Skype, but you want to make sure that the two of you can be seen on the recording and that you can both be heard. Okay. Overall, this is an opportunity to show off the vocabulary and structures you are learning in both a creative and realistic way. You want to make sure that you show emotion appropriately. For example, if somebody's sick, you want to, say you're sorry to hear that. You want to actually listen to what your partner is saying and respond appropriately. And so therefore, you do not want to have this memorized or have it written so that you are reading it, because then it will not sound realistic. Now, the actual dialogue this week is entre un paciente y un enfermero o una enfermera. So this week it is between a patient and a nurse. Okay? So you'll get in contact with your partner and you need to make a decision as to who is going to record the dialogue, because only one person needs to record it. When you do these dialogues, you'll be doing them 2 times, and you will switch roles. So if you are the nurse the first time, you'll be the patient the second time, and vice versa. Okay? Now, although one person is going to record this and upload it to YouTube, that person should send the link to their partner, because both students need to submit the link in the assignment. All right, so this dialogue is, imagine that you are a patient speaking to a nurse. Use the expressions you learned on pages 2 through 5 of your textbook or ebook, and keep in mind the appropriate use of titles on pages 6 through 8. Now you're going to run through it twice again, each time with you and your partner taking on a different role. This first one is going to be extremely short and brief. Okay? You'll have greetings, and remember that they are formal greetings, not informal. You'll have introductions, name, nice to meet you, how are you doing, etc. And then a farewell, because at the moment you don't know how to say anything more than that. Okay? And again, if you need to look at the rubric, it's right there. Here is a video done by a former colleague on using Google Hangouts on air, okay? If you prefer to use that. Okay? Alrighty, so that is Diálogo 1. The last thing in this week is recursos, and when you click on recursos, you're brought up here. Okay, so here I'm adding some information that you can utilize on your own if you need extra practice or extra explanations. So here is a screencast video for the pronunciation of the alphabet, la pronunciación del alfabeto. Gender of nouns, some exceptions. So here's a good website if you want to study more about exceptions to the rule when I'm talking about gender of nouns. Here are some videos, or some PowerPoints, some PowerPoints on some grammatical points. And this comes from a textbook that I had used in a Spanish 101 and 102 course over the verb ser and singular forms of ser. And here are a couple other ones. I'm not sure why this is down here twice, but it's the same PowerPoint, and it's over the verb gustar. Okay? So that is all for Semana 2. Please, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Okay? Y buena suerte esta semana.